Let this represent the average family income in the United States of America. Let this represent 100 times the average family income per year in America. Let this represent 1,000 times the average family income in America. Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO of Amazon, has a net worth of around $3 million, the average household income in the United States. And then there's you. Chances are you're watching this and it's way too late at night when you should be sleeping for a long day at the job you hate to go to. You work a job that you have to keep in order to pay your rent each month. No amount of coffee will allow you to forget about the bills you have to pay this month, and how your manager always seems to have it out for you. Will I have a job after COVID? Will I even be able to make that student loan payment due tomorrow? Oh, and I forgot. I still have to pay that parking ticket from last week. Your phone buzzes as you realize it's your friend's birthday tomorrow, and you have to buy them a nice gift. Even though, deep down, this person you call a friend probably wouldn't even help you out if it was a slight inconvenience to them. In your head, you think about how all of your problems could just be solved if you had access to money like Jeff Bezos. The dreams of being wealthy and driving the sports car of your dreams seems like exactly that. Simply a distant dream. The side hustle you work just to stay above water is something that embarrasses you, and you don't tell your family or friends about it. You're too afraid to ask that cute girl or guy out because you haven't been able to move out of your parents' house yet, and you're afraid they will think you are a loser. You didn't get that job you were overqualified for because someone else had a fraternity brother that worked at the company and you didn't. How did they do it? How did these millionaires become so successful? What makes them different? Why did others support them? And why can't I be like them? It baffles you. It makes you angry. You tell yourself it's because they were born into a rich family. You tell yourself that they had an easy life. They had more opportunities than you did. They got lucky. They didn't work for it. They're simply smarter than I am. I will never be able to be like them. Those dreams you had will never come true. You'll never be able to pay off your parents' mortgage or travel the world. You'll never be able to buy that house or that expensive car. You come to the realization that you are living in a world where it's impossible to win. The cards are stacked against you, and you will never make it out of the rat race. But that's not true. What if I told you there was an actual blueprint for success? What if I showed you a method that no one's ever publicly spoke about? A method that transformed my life and allowed me to become the movie character in my own movie. What if there was a way to stack the deck in your favor? What if you could actually find a way to build your dream home or pay off your mortgage? Would you call me a liar for telling you it's entirely possible? Would you take the time to watch the rest of this video? You want to achieve success, but you can't even finish a YouTube video in order to learn something that could change your life. By the end of this video, I will reveal a side to this world that you're not aware of. But the answer and wisdom you will walk away with won't make your life easier or simpler. The path forward will take a massive amount of dedication. It will involve discovering the truth about life and our society, even though it might be a hard pill to swallow. There are many of you who will not make it to the end of this road, or even to the end of this video. But at the end of this path, there's a world of wealth and prosperity that you could have only dreamed of. There's a calmness within you knowing you will never need to work for someone else ever again. Are you still with me? Good. Then let's not waste any more time. What do you really know about money? What are your thoughts on how it should be used? If you had to make $1,000 by the end of the day, could you do it? Do you know anyone who is a millionaire? Are you chasing money? Are you in need of more of it? Have you been lulled into the lies that a 9-to-5 is the best way to make money? And that by building someone else's dream, you might be able to build your own? Most of your views on money were created by your own environment, growing up. And so, if you were born without money, chances are you are more likely to believe you will also not achieve financial success. The fact of the matter is that our educational system never teaches us about money or how to leverage it in a beneficial way, because then we wouldn't need the school system. Now, this is the very important part. Since you haven't been taught about money, we're going to have to change the way you think about money in order to make unlimited amounts of money. Now, the movies and society have always framed the wealthy as evil and corrupt people who are born into money and prey on the rich. Have you bought into this perspective? But if you look at the facts, this is not true. According to research, almost 70% of billionaires in the world are self-made. They didn't inherit a single dollar, and their families didn't support their business endeavor. Examples: Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, Kanye West, Beyonce, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Jack Ma. What is it that these people know and you don't know? The simple truth is that your system of creating money is all wrong. Here is the system hat you have been programmed to understand. Money equals a salary earned from a job. And the reason you studied so hard in high school and college was because you wanted a great resume to prepare you for that job after college. Now, I assume everyone watching this video wants to make money in a quicker fashion than what they currently know. And therefore, this equation we have been taught money comes from a salary at a job does not work in our favor. Now, the one resource that we have that is truly the most precious to us is time. It is the one thing we can never get back. And according to society, the more time and effort you put into a job, the more money you will make. Now, let's assume you make $4,000 a month at your current job, and you are 25 years old. If you were to save every dollar you made for the next 25 years, you would have $1 million. But this is without Uncle Sam taking his cut or any of your living expenses. The point is that you could work tirelessly for 25 years and be very frugal, and you might have a chance of achieving financial success. However, the time you have lost while working that job will never be something you can get back. All that time you spent at your job, and it wasn't even worth enough to retire. So then, how is it there are such successful young people who become millionaires at 23 or before 30? How did they make so much without trading 25 years worth of work? The truth is that they had a better equation than you did. They have an understanding of how money works, and you don't. Stop chasing money. Someone's value is directly related to their ability to solve problems for others. Their perceived value comes from the time or money their system or solution saves for potential consumers. Just like how humans work a 9 to 5 and exchange their time for money, people are willing to pay money to save them the small amount of time they have left every day after work, to focus on their true passion or relaxation. They have decided that an exchange of money is worth whatever service they desire. Athletes are paid enormous amounts of money, and people complain about it all the time. This is because they have a system to determine who is the most dominant player on a team or in the league, because they can track your points in a game and directly relate that to your perceived value. The more points you score for the team, the more money you get paid. Now this is the confusing part, because how do we score points in real life? The answer is that hard work doesn't ultimately lead to success. If that were the case, plenty of people working a 9 to 5 would be very wealthy. Most jobs these days are difficult, and we are blatantly underpaid for what we are asked to do. The difference is that the fast food worker has less skill than the lawyer who spent hundreds of thousands to earn those skills. The answer is that the market determines the lawyer to be more valuable because of the knowledge she presents to her clients and how it could save them hundreds of thousands of dollars in court. It is a simple equation. If you solve a $1,000 problem, you will make thousands of dollars. If you solve $1 million problem, you will make millions of dollars. So how can we raise our own perceived value? How did people like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos do this for themselves? Well, it's quite simple. They found a very common problem the world had, and they were dedicated to finding a more efficient way to tackle that issue. Think of all the time and hassle Amazon has saved people. Think of all the money it saved people. Think about all the jobs that have been created because of Amazon. The solutions they created affected millions. Not only Amazon, but think about all the other companies Amazon owns and all the problems those companies fix. Therefore, you've been looking for the wrong thing this whole time. While you were looking at how much you could make as a doctor, someone was creating the next generation of virtual checkups. It's time to adjust your vision from money to problems. Find a massive problem that many people are struggling with, and then build a business around that problem. So that's it? You're just going to tell me I need to solve problems? I can't do what Amazon did. I could never start the next Facebook. I don't even know how to code. I don't have the money to start a business. Stop going into the old ways of thinking and patterns you have caught in, and go back to the point we discovered. Find a problem. Think about the market that exists around the problem. What are people saying about the issues they're experiencing and why it's happening? What are people saying is inconvenient? What are people wishing existed? What is something that would change their life even in a simple way? Is that a problem you can solve? And also, is that a problem you can even make money solve? The final part of the solution is figuring out whether the solution you have come up with is actually scalable. Your solutions need to help and reach as many people as possible. Planning to open a restaurant is not scalable. It takes too much money and is constrained to a single location. A simple rule is that if it doesn't physically move or digitally move, it probably isn't scalable. Building software is something that once it is built can be shared and distributed consistently and create reoccurring revenue so that money can be made even while you sleep and therefore you still have your entire day to think about where you will begin to invest next and multiply your money. Next, you must make your solution available to the market. You must make the public aware of what you have created and make it very simple for those people to engage with your interface. People love Apple because it's such an easy interface. Make your business the same way, easy and to the point. Save people money and time. Now it's time to move forward and gain the reward you have so eagerly hunted. There are two possible paths you can create at this point. You either decide to keep the business you have worked so hard to create, or you sell the company or solution and walk away. There are many reasons for either choice, but either way, congratulations. Because you have done exactly what this video helped you do. Solve a problem the market was facing and monetize it. Create financial success and wealth for your family and giving them a good life. But the real question now is, what did you do all this for? For most of you watching this, it was never about the money. It was never about wanting to be the CEO of a company. It was never about being rich and powerful. But it was about having the freedom and the resources to do what you want and when you want. Life is much like a bullet. It tells us what to do and when to do it, and we are considered strange or made to feel different if we do the opposite. It's time to stand up and create that freedom for yourself so the stress of your job can be lifted. From the very beginning, this was never about money. This video was about highlighting how important time is. This is what we will never get back, and no value can be put on this. Whether you are rich or poor, all humans die. Some need 100 years to live miserable, and others live lives filled with joy and happiness for only a few years on this planet. But what we all hope for is to leave a lasting impact on those we are exposed to, because that will last forever, much longer than our physical presence. Now, some people will continue to live in this pattern we have discussed, and some are forced to live this way because of their circumstances. There is nothing wrong with that, and if you are that person, then the most you got out of this video was motivation and entertainment. But then there are those of you who do understand the other side of the coin, who wish to never worry about money ever again. Live the life they always dreamed of. And so I feel the need to remind you, stop chasing money and start chasing problems. No one can tell you whether that pursuit of solving problems will make you happy. But chances are, if you find passion in helping others with a specific problem, then you should be fulfilled by the benefits you have delivered. There it is, your system to success. Obviously, I was unable to crack into the vast complexities of business and how to handle being an entrepreneur. However, this is the start of a new journey that I am embarking on. I have created this YouTube channel to impart my wisdom on as many people as possible. I have made it my mission to help as many people as possible find what it means to be successful in their own meaningful way. On this channel and in future episodes, I will break down the serious questions about life, success, and the meaning behind experiences that most humans share. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel and turning on post notifications. Every comment, every like, and every subscriber makes a difference in how I live my life. So please consider helping me out, and in turn, I promise to keep creating good content